Yo, Colts fans, what's up? And welcome back to the channel. Skinny Boy Colts here. You know what I'm saying? The Colts and the Texans wrap up week one. They ended in the final overtime 20-20. Matt Ryan did not get the debut that he expected. The Colts did not open up to the win that a lot of us expected. But before we get into that, and before I start talking about all that and all four quarters that the Colts somewhat played in, check it out, man. Do me a favor. If you like the video, man, hit that like button. And if you think that this video is good enough that, you know what I'm saying, somebody else might like it, share it with them. You know what I'm saying? They might like it and share it with somebody else too. We're trying to build in the algorithm. We can't get to 1,000K without you. You know what I'm saying? So that would be much help. Subscribe to the channel. That also helps get this you know what I'm saying, channel out there and get the gospel of Skinny Boy Coats out there, if you will, his opinions and stuff like that on the Indianapolis Colts. You know what I'm saying? All things AFC. You know what I'm saying? If you want to donate to the channel to help it go up in production, you can do that as well at SKINNIBOI 1. Skinny Boy 1. Yo, and with that being said, man, let's get into this game, man, with the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. 20-20 final overtime with the Houston Texans. And first thing I want to say is that this slow conservative start on offense with the Indianapolis Colts every single season under Matt Wright, under Frank Wright. I'm sorry, I'm getting my quarterback and my head coach mixed up. I'm trying to talk about two things at once. These slow conservative starts under Frank Wright, man, it is painful to watch, bro. These slow and losing slow starts. That's what they are. They are losing slow starts. They're not just slow starts. They are losing slow starts to the season with Frank Wright. And this is crazy, 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 crazy. Because in my last video, I was just talking about how we cannot underestimate the Houston Texans, how we cannot take them for granted. And then at the same time, I was also saying that we should be able to go down to Houston and annihilate them. We should smash them. We should be able to stomp a mud hole in their ass and walk it dry. You know what I'm saying? As I was referencing to Stone Cold last week. You know what I'm saying? As I also was referencing to the fact that there's four recorded shutouts in the NFL, and the Colts own one of those by way of the Houston Texans. You know what I'm saying? And then in week 7 last season, you pretty much shut them out, you know what I'm saying, 31-3. And then week 13, you shut them out. You didn't blow up, you didn't shut them out in week 6 or week 7. It was a blowout, 31-3. But week 13 was a shutout, and that was with Carson Wentz, you know what I'm saying? And we 31-3, 8 quarters is what we held them to only 3 points. And then coming into this game, excuse me, and you're saying to yourself that the coach should be able to just do pretty much whatever it is that they want to do. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm sorry for a second. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and show y'all, man. The Two Live crew is here. Boys, boys. Yoshi, you want to say hey? That's my coach crew, my Two Live crew. I'm sorry about that. I have to get that in there, let y'all know that they are here chilling with me, keeping me company. But back to the what we talking about here, you know what I'm saying? The Colts, this I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? This conservative starting to the season, man. And as you all know, these losses, these slow losses, I lost my train of thought. That's what really happened. I'm sorry. I was so interested in showing y'all the Two Line crew in my company here. I truly did lose my train of thought, and it just came back to me. But anyway, let me get on to it before I lose it again. These slow starts to the season that we are having, man, is not good. You know what I'm saying? And as one thing that I want to touch on real quick is the head coach before I start talking about Matt Ryan and the offense. Is Frank Wright seems to me like he's an open book when it comes to defensive coordinators. They pretty much got him pegged out. They know what he's going to do and how he's going to scheme up his offense and how he's going to run his offense. And everybody in the NFL, in the AFC, and in the AFC South, especially if you're in the AFC South, you got Derrick Henry and you got Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, trying to rush through my thing here. If you got those two type of backs, everybody in the NFL knows that your offense is going to run through them. So I just don't understand. You got the RPO, and we barely seen that. And that was one of the big things that he harped on. He was, so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get to run the RPO, and yeah, we're going to have more play action passes, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just so much. And we were so excited, and they getting us geeked and hyped. And I was geeked and I was hyped, and I'm still geeked. I'm still hyped, and I'm still excited. And I'm going to support my team, win, lose, or draw. It was just that today was just, I hate to say it, but it was expected. And I'm quite sure that a lot of you out there, honestly, in your heart of hearts, kind of expected it too. Because, like I said, yeah, we can beat the Texans, but in week one, the Colts cannot get a win to save their careers. They just can't. And when you end the season as badly and as distasteful to the Jaguars like we did, and then you come out and pretty much almost squander this whole. I mean, the Colts did the opposite coming out this season. It's like all last season we came out and we played three quarters. We played three quarters. We played three quarters. And it seemed like today we just didn't play three quarters and almost lost the game to the Houston Texans, bro. And it's like technically it's not a loss. Technically it's not a win. They both own it. It's a tie. I don't know when the last time the Colts had a tie. I was so much in a rush to do this, I didn't even research it. But I will research that, and when I do my take on next week's for the Jaguars, I'll have that information. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We ended this game in a tie. And, like I said earlier, Matt Ryan didn't get the debut that he expected. And, you know what I'm saying? For some odd reason or another, Frank Wright, you're like an open book. And when you look at the Houston Texans coaching staff, dude, you were getting out coached by Pep Hamilton. Like, that's what happened. Frank Wright got out coached by Pep Hamilton. And your defense was just running you, bro. You can leave your thoughts in your comments and below and tell me how wrong I am, and tell me that I wasn't watching that game, and tell me that I didn't just watch Pep Hamilton out coach our coach. You can sit here and tell me that I'm wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were a lot of misplays in the game, and once the defense put that pressure on David Mills, this amazing defense, because this is a really good defense. And I'm not mad about the 20 points that the defense gave up, because for some reason or another, when we played the Texans, if you go back 2 seasons ago when we had Phillip Rivers, you remember we gave up 24 points to Deshaun Watson, and he had that fumble at the goal line. And if you remember the game before that, also another fumble by Deshaun Watson. These games against the Houston Texans seem to always be close and call, except for last season when we had Carson Wentz and we just own them. But today it was like David Mills, Pep Hamilton, uh, 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 Lovey Smith. They were ready. They were ready. And you have to remember, as an offensive coordinator, that man won the Super Bowl. So did Frank Wright. But you also got to remember that Lovey Smith took the Bears to the Super Bowl too back in 2006, 7, when they played us and we beat them in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, it's the something has got to change with the play calling, and that's just my opinion. You leave your thoughts, leave your opinions, leave your comments below. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think about that. But I honestly believe that Frank Wright needs to give up play calling. That's just my thought. That's just my opinion on that. Because I do honestly believe that he's like an open book to defensive coordinators, and they know how to play him. Matt Ryan, just not the debut that he was looking for, man. Just not the opener that he wanted. I know he wanted better. I know he wanted to perform better. I know he wanted to play a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It was rust. You know what I'm saying? He's 37 years old. He was out there. He was running. He got hit. He got sacked. And he bounced back up. You know what I'm saying? Like a spring chicken. You don't want your 37-year-old quarterback out there running around like that and getting popped. But hey, he popped back up, and that was good. You know what I'm saying? To see that. And Nick Foles is sitting on the sideline like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. We don't need you right now, Rick, Nick. Then again, we just might. 3 fumbles, an interception. Not in that. Not your best start. Not putting your. You know what I'm saying. I don't know if you want to say putting your best foot forward, but that was a failure today. You know what I'm saying? It was a disaster. He did have some good plays. He did have 2 touchdown drives where his receivers dropped the balls. And you know what I'm saying? Alec Pierce, you know what I'm saying? You were in double coverage with 2 rookies and you broke free. And that ball was right there on the money and you let it. That was on Alec Pierce, not Matt Ryan. The one with Ashton Doolin, yo, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this, you know, because this is just it's my show, so I can say whatever I want. I'm getting tired of seeing these receivers going up and coming down with the ball, trying to come down all. You know, I don't quite know if he was trying to protect himself from an injury or whatever, but to me, it seemed like he was just so he had the ball, and he didn't secure it, and he let Sterling knock it out your hand, and there was another that's 2 touchdowns that was negated, but you know what I'm saying by the Texans defense. That wasn't on Matt Ryan. That was on his receivers, Alec Pierce. That was on his receiver, Ashton Doolin. But those 3 fumbles at the line, that interception, that was all Matt Ryan. And again, bro, you know what I'm saying? He didn't expect to have the game that he expected. But this defense played the exact way that I expected them to play. They got off to a slow start, but once they got to rolling, they got to rolling. And Kwity Paye got in there and got him a couple of sacks, and Yannick Ngakoue got a penalty, you know what I'm saying, for a lay hit roughing the passer, you know what I'm saying? Those penalty calls against Kenny Moore, you know what I'm saying? That pass interference was a bunch of BS. That was just a bunch of BS. That was a BS pass interference call. You can't take any way. You can't take anything away from the Houston Texans, man. You can't take anything away from them. Like I said earlier, they came prepared. They came ready. They came geared up and they knew the job. They knew the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that Lovie Smith preached it to him like, look, you know what I'm saying? The Jaguars took them out, and we can take them out too. It wasn't a win. It wasn't a loss. It was a tie. I was hoping that this would be a better conversation and like, yes, we finally broke the curse. We finally broke that curse. Like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna be coming on here just like, we did it. 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 But we didn't. 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 Jonathan Taylor goes for over 150 yards, gets a touchdown. Matt Ryan did get a touchdown in there. You know what I'm saying? He had over 300 yards passing. He had 300 yards passing. I have to go back and look at his incompleted passes, but he did have a couple of incompleted passes. He did have an interception, and he did have 3 fumbles. And I do believe that one of those fumbles was recovered by the defense. The Texans defense was on it today, yo. And you know what I'm saying? With that little happy dance, you know what I'm saying? Because after that happy dance was supposed to come with, if we won today in our season opener, then dang it, next week when we go face our opponent, the Jacksonville Jaguars, we can come out and get a win down there too. We still can't get a win down there. Matt Ryan is undefeated against the Jaguars. I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, this is going to linger with him, you know, much like Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying, started off with a slow start against the Jaguars and his opener, but then they quickly turned around, and it was Phillip Rivers that took us 4-2 into week 7, not Jacoby Brissett. Brissett took us 3-3 into week 7. Carson Wentz took us 1-6. I may not have it wrote down, and I may not, but I do know that those are those stats right there. I'm not the best football analyst, and I don't go digging all through this, that, and the other. I just watch my games, and I look at my tweets, and I bring all that stuff to you, and I check out the stats. You know what I'm saying? I do have a life and other things I need to get done too. So, you know, I love to do this, and I want to do this full time. But that's just rant. Next week, it's you know, they're headed to Jacksonville, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to talk a lot about that, but that is a place that we cannot win. We're going to talk more about that in another video um, coming next week. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hard pill to swallow. It was a hard game to watch, to see your team get shut out 3 whole quarters. Matt Ryan doing what Matt Ryan do, you know what I'm saying? And that's those fourth quarter last minute drive comebacks. And he did that, and he got us into overtime. It's just, you know what I'm saying? He just couldn't get us the victory. And for Rodrigo to miss that 42-yarder, I was totally shocked about that as well. You know what I'm saying? Those are chip shots for him. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep ranting on and on and on. I'm going to have more videos in detail about what just happened this week, and more, you know what I'm saying, in depth and in detail about what I expect, in my opinion, going into next week's game with the boys going down to Jacksonville. I hope that they go down there more prepared. You got to understand, just like with this Texans team, they have a whole new coaching staff. They have a whole new front face. And, you know what I'm saying, they have some Super Bowl winning coaches, Super Bowl appearing coaches. They know what they're doing. And the same thing is going to be said down there in Jacksonville. You have to remember, Doug Peterson is not no fluke of a coach. He took the Philadelphia Eagles to their first and only Super Bowl victory. So if he can get them to 22, even though they lost to the Washington Commanders, but that game was 22-28. They lost 6. So you know what I'm saying? There's some turnaround in them, and just like Lovie Smith and Pat Hamilton and all of them down there in Houston, they're preaching what they're preaching, and their players down there is buying into it. Same thing can be said down there in Jacksonville. I just feel like that the coach here needs to say something different, and he needs to do something different, bro. And I am so proud, and I am so glad, and I was so excited to see our wide receivers coach out there, Reggie Wayne, and working with our wide receivers, Michael Strawn, who got out there and got those 2 catches, because we didn't get to see him a lot last season. And we got to see Nyheim Hines do some things. I'll have more stats on the team come next week. I just wanted to get that out there to you guys, that the Colts tied with the Houston Texans 20-20 in the final overtime. Yo, that's my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep sitting here rambling on and ranting on, because the 2 Live crew look like they want to go outside and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's people out there in the yard. So they want to go terrorize, and you know what I'm saying? And we've been sitting here for the last 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? So that's not fair to them. That's my time, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you like these videos, man, please hit that like button, hit that share button, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll help the channel grow, you know what I'm saying? And subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified every time that I drop a video. Every time that I do a recap on one of the videos, I'm going to be doing recaps of the Notre Dame games. I'm going to be doing recaps of the top 10 NFC teams. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be reporting on all of the AFC teams in the standings, you know what I'm saying? Because if the Indianapolis Colts want to make it to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, we have to come out of the AFC on top. And we're going to have to face those other AFC divisional teams. So, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like, hit that share, subscribe to the channel so that you can get more content if you like what you're hearing from me, and if you like me, or if you like this, you know what I'm saying, see more of this, you know what I'm saying. And there's more ways that you can help the channel grow. You can help it grow in production by donating to the channel, $1, $2, $5, whatever you feel necessary. It all helps. It all goes back into this. You can do that at SKINNIBOI1. I'm coming, guys. SKINNIBOI1. Yo, that's my time right now. Until next week, you know what I'm saying? When we go to Jacksonville, peace. This is peace. This is peace. Go Colts.